So keep your love locked down, your love locked down, keeping your love locked down, your love locked down, now keep your love locked.
Now today I'm going to embark on a year-long project, which I don't know if it will be successful or not. But after listening into a bunch of people's advice over this, I decided to give it the green go, and we'll see how well it goes. Now, if you don't know what this project is, it's basically exposing art plagiarists on various sites, and mainly DeviantArt. Now, I created a DeviantArt account for the sole purpose of two reasons: to try and find people that I could do commissions with, and or find people that actually do plagiarize other people's arts and expose them for that, basically. And the big reason why I always wanted to do this is because I've always had a fascination towards some of those people, and certainly the reasoning of why. Don't get me wrong, I don't agree with what they do. I'm just more fascinated on why they think it's okay to steal people's art. And I feel like this is one of those avenues on YouTube that isn't exactly explored further enough. Like, sure, like whenever an art plagiarist is caught, we all know that person shouldn't have done that, and it's more or less proof that the individual has no creative talent, and certainly no creative style, certainly. But what I'm more fascinated about is certainly how that some of them can be some of them can just basically go by their day plagiarizing, and without most people knowing. That's what I'm more fascinated about. And also, I've always wanted to do some good around DeviantArt, because I've heard that place is the worst place where the most plagiarists are currently. Now, granted, I want to preface this on what is plagiarism and what isn't. Plagiarism, as far as I understand it, it's where you steal someone's work of art or works. Like, for example, if I had, say, a drawing of Bob, for example, then my best friend Rob would draw the exact same picture of Bob. That would be a sort of a form of plagiarism if it looks exactly the same as the original, and if he's also crediting it as for himself. Another form of plagiarism is if, let's say, there was a particular pose of a certain avatar that you make. Then Rob, over there, decides to basically draw the exact same pose with the exact same character, but slightly different stuff. To me, that's still plagiarism, because it's mostly the same still, and much of the creative thinking is merely copied. That, to me, is also plagiarism. And also, another form of plagiarism is more of the academic writing stuff, but that's not the topic of the video, obviously. Right now, I'd rather focus on the art stuff, because, as I said before, I feel that this is one of those areas on YouTube where it's not fully explored as much as the other stuff. Like, certainly you'll find dozens of anti-feminists on YouTube, or MGTOWs, or atheists, or Christian, or whatever. You get what I mean? I feel that this area in particular isn't exactly thoroughly investigated as well. Granted, there probably are quite a few people that do dedicate themselves into exposing other plagiarists, but I feel that I should probably also contribute somewhat as well. Not to mention, I'm being told that there is a certain someone that, I don't know if this rumor is true or not, so that's why I haven't shown anything. But I've been told about a rumor of some guy who's been basically stealing a lot of people's content from YouTube, and if that's the case, I would like to be the individual that exposes him. Why? Well, because stealing is unethical. And as for the reasons as I stated, it proves that the person does not intellectually own the property and or is intellectually smart enough to just do his own art. And ultimately, at the end of the day, it would bug anybody if they found out someone stole their artwork in this fashion or that fashion. Now, you may be asking yourself, okay, you are going to expose the plagiarists on DeviantArt. Then why are you making an account and asking for people to do commissions? Well, to answer that question, yes, I am making I do have a DeviantArt account, and yes, I'm going to ask for people to do the commissions, and the reason being is because, I figured, why not? Like, why not ask people to do commission arts or just hire them to do art stuff for me, because why not? It's just for fun. Plus, I love seeing how other people draw certain ways, and it's always an interest for me at least. And as a bonus, if the art theft person decides to steal that particular commission that they do out of me, then that makes my job easier for exposing the plagiarist, if you really think about it. So it's a double. So it's really a plus. It would win either way situation. And again, personally, I don't care if people steal my art too much, but I have a few friends of mine that really do mind and care, so I'm also doing it partially for their sake, because they keep telling me on whether or not should they go on DeviantArt, and I'm just starting this year-long project just to point out that DeviantArt is a great site and all to look at fun pictures, but you have to be very careful about that place, because if you over-dedicate all your works into just that site, it could be stolen by people that you may not be suspecting. And that's my overall message. And ultimately, I will continue with this project, and if you want to help me out in this project, feel free to. I will try and make a few videos exposing a couple artists I may or may not find on the site. And the link to my own DeviantArt is in the description for anybody to see. I thank you all for watching the video, and please stay tuned for the next video. And we'll see if this year-long project will work out in the end or shows any results.